I think guys were probably the most pumped up I'd seen them going into a football game. A lot of trash talk coming from a lot of different places. I think no one picked us to win. If so, it was like 5% of people. And we think we've built up enough respect to have a chance to go out and win every game. So whenever you feel like you're the underdog, when you're playing at Arrowhead Stadium, it gets guys ready to go.
What in particular they said? Burrowhead stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you got Burrowhead. They beat us last time. They were talking about we got to play them. There was a lot of stuff. I mean, the mayor came at me, man. I mean, I understand he's the mayor of Cincinnati, so he has to think about something. But, it's something that you just got to play the football game and then let your play do the talking.
Said enough about the Cincinnati mayor. It was Cincinnati was a better city when Jerry Springer was the mayor.
Wow.
Boom.
Hey, Travis, you're not from Cincinnati, you're from Cleveland. Anyway, it just shows you, and this is what I was concerned about.
Yeah.
The Bengals had that edge. The Bengals were mad about everything. The Bengals were the everyone looks down on us, everyone picks against us, no one has faith in us. So what happens?
They gave the Chiefs that
Idiots
angle.
like me.
Yeah.
Idiots like me learned the lesson. Well, we're not going to buy into this. Nobody believes in the Bengals. It's amazing, and I'm not asking anyone to shed any tears for us, but the reality is we helped set this narrative. And I know you picked the Chiefs, but I didn't know who to pick. It was basically flip a coin. But we set the narrative that becomes the thing that motivates these guys.
Right.
I don't think only 5% of the people picked the Chiefs to win. I doubt it was only 5%. That's just part of how it gets warped to provide even more motivation. But you heard the Burrowhead stuff. It was Friday, Chris Jones walking off his press conference. See you at Burrowhead Stadium. After the game, Burrowhead my ass. Travis Kelce yells into the microphone when Tracy Wolfson is trying to interview Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes gets into it. They call it ain't Burrowhead, it's Arrowhead. I mean, they were pissed about that, and that all goes back to Mike Hilton, caught up in that moment, drunk on the fact that they'd beaten the Bills soundly. You throw that in, the Eli Apple stuff on Twitter, that you're writing a hell of a check. And, Chris, I think this is one of the problems of having a guy like Joe Burrow who can pull it off a certain way. He can pull off the attitude and the edge and the swagger a certain way.
Right.
Others in the organization get caught up in that, and the mayor of Cincinnati gets caught up in it. And you get too many people walking around with their chest out saying, you know, in kind of, and Burrow, and again, Burrow can make.
They're writing checks.
Shut up.
They're writing checks that they want Joe Burrow to cash, right? That's what you're saying. They're writing checks that Joe Burrow's got to cash, and you're going, all right, Joe, hey, I talked tough all week. Now bail me out, Joe. I mean, that's what they're doing. That's what it feels like, I think, to what you're explaining a little bit. Yeah, it's easy to talk tough and do all that because, we got number 9, and he's usually is pulling something out of his butt to make a magic happen and win a football game. You know, so I hear you. I totally hear you. But, Mike, it is the reason I picked the Chiefs. It was a huge reason. They have championship DNA. We know that. We saw that a little last week with the 98-yard drive when Mahomes was out. And that's where, again, it was a coin flip game to your point. But I just went, man, to me, that was a part of it. The Chiefs are going to take this personal. You know, the Bengals, they've rubbed the Chiefs' face in it a little bit the last few times, and okay, that's fine. That's part of sports, you know. But this is a team that's been to the mountaintop, and they're a great football team. What we're seeing here, I mean, 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. I don't care what you say. I don't win or lose. This is a great team, and some special type of run we're watching them on here. And they took this personal. They did. You could tell. And again, then Cincinnati and people around it made it more personal with the things they were saying. I think to what you're saying, Mike, they swayed the chippy meter over to wait. Hey, the Bengals were the chippy team all playoffs, and really yesterday we saw the Chiefs were chippier. They were kind of the more motivated, pissed off team. Not to say it was by much, but they certainly took it more personal than it seemed like the Bengals did throughout the game.
Oh, they absolutely did. And you would think they won the game by 20 points, not 3 points on, a goofy, fluky penalty that put them in position for a 45-yard field goal. I mean, they still could have lost that game.
Yeah, definitely.
Even with all that stuff.
Yeah.
The Bengals were still there. And it just made me think what the Bengals really do need to assess this whole And it's at a certain point they become the top dogs. Now they can go into next year with a little bit of an edge because they didn't get back to the Super Bowl. But it's kind of like David keeps beating Goliath. So yeah, all the other Israelites are walking around saying, "We got David. We got David. David's going to beat Goliath again." David doesn't always beat Goliath. That's the problem. Sometimes Goliath wins, and that's where they have to be very careful. Too many people are getting caught up in what Burrow can do, and he still almost did it again yesterday. That's the point that we can't overlook. They didn't lose 21-7. They were in it, and they almost won it, and it took some great defense by the Chiefs down the stretch to keep Joe Burrow and company. I mean, my wife was watching the game, and we're getting ready to go to Phoenix next week, and she's like, "Well, I was starting to look for orange stuff to wear to the game. Like, I hope I didn't jinx them." She thought it was over. She thought it was done. She thought they were going to do it again, and I did too. I really did. And then I thought we were going to have overtime. I think that's the thing that's the most unsatisfying about the Joseph Asai penalty.
Right.
Not that it gave the Chiefs, the walk-off win, essentially, but it robbed us of overtime. I thought we were going back to overtime in this AFC Championship game again. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.